Welcome to the Wood-Mizer tips and tricks. Today's tip is actually a modification. We're going to remove the key switch and add a toggle switch. Here we go. Let's take a look at our progress. We have the key switch loosened up, and I took off the main power leads coming in, and the stud for that is so large on the key switch that the toggle switch doesn't have a big enough lug to secure it. So I just secured it with a bolt, and then I will run a jumper wire, well, actually two jumper wires, from this stud into the center terminals of the toggle switch. Basically, this is, the center one is your power in, and then your outputs are the outside, and each side is independent from the other. So I'll have to run two independent hot leads from right here, from this big stud, into these two center leads. And also, being that a lot of the wiring inside here are red, and I was concerned about losing track of which ones are which, I just put a little zip tie on these, and then I labeled it ignition. So these are my ignition set, and then I'll have this other set of zip tied that without a label because it'll be pretty obvious that's just the battery set. Well, it'd be auxiliary or ACC. Anyway, I just thought I'd give you an update. Let's take a look at our progress. We have our main hot lead coming up, and we got that all taped off, and our two hot wires going to the center poles of our toggle switch. And then down here we have our three wires that go to the ignition, and one starts the electric motor, one makes the hour meter operate, and the other one just makes the ignition switch light up. Anyway, we also had to power everything on this side while we're in the run cycle, and so I ran a jumper wire from this lead up and over to power this, because when you have it in accessory, these just automatically power up. But when you switch it over to the run cycle, which is over here, the computer and the laser and a few other gizmos shut off because basically it sends the power just to this side. So I had to run a jumper wire to power this side when we're in the run cycle. But we'll get her buttoned up and we'll give her a smoke test. We have the control box all buttoned up. Let's take a look at it. Kind of an interesting look to it, but it ought to work. I did add a grommet to the threads. I wanted the toggle to stick out quite a way so I could get at it easy. And the threads are a little bit sharp, so the grommet is to protect your fingers from the threads. I also had the battery disconnected while I was working on it. So let's give her a test. Power's right up. Another successful modification.